created to have some fun together, sharing and singing. So, join and enjoy.
Our love for opera brings us together. Thanks for being with us in this trip.
And you just did something that I want to say in front of everybody here who is watching or who will be listening to us. Now you need to share that score with me because I am going to work on that piece too.
I want.
And you just heard that she will share with me the score. I have never noticed how beautiful this song is. I think you know there is a number of arias
It's
music
okay. So,
that you listen but that you
uh,
never pay attention to. And this time I need to work on that one. I really do.
it's a beautiful, beautiful song, and it's so loaded of drama. I mean, I think that all of us in a certain moment of our lives has faced this situation. I want to stop suffering, so I want this problem ends, or I want to die. Let me die. If this is not gonna stop, let me rest.
It's I have to work in that like, on that piece. It's all I can say.
Yes,
It
all of
really.
you have to work on this.
Okay, so as we are reaching almost half of the program already. Over 35 minutes have already passed by that quickly. I was telling you that there were very good, very positive news that we wanted to share with you, and those news. I'm going to tell you the introductory phrase, and then Kate is going to tell you a little more. Uh, after having put much thought on it, because Katia is a very formal professional. She decided that she is taking some singing students in the weeks to come. So why don't you tell
Yeah.
people a little more about it?
Well, I think that, I want to share with all of you that last week I finally got graduated from the university as a professional musician. And, well, I experienced working with different kinds and levels of things, but I'm ready and pleased and honored to share uh, with you all my knowledge and my experience as much as possible. I really appreciate that every single day we have more listeners, and I think that it would be nice to give you even more. I would like to thank you because you let me share my voice with all of you and my words with a character or so, but I would love to share so much more of what I have to give. So, soon as possible, I think that in a couple of weeks, we'll be giving you more information where you can write me or send a message to start working with all of those that are interested in taking some lessons.
So, people, in the weeks to come, we will share with you. Well, actually, it's going to be Katia, but I will be putting it on the screen and all in the podcast information. Katia will be putting together some singing classes for people who are interested. So, more information to come. I know that so far you have had this wonderful chance of appreciating Katia's voice, and she has been for how long have you been teaching people to sing? How many years already?
About 10 years.
Up to 10 years, and of course, she has been a singer for more than those years. Remember that we never give our age so that you don't do the math, but more than 10 years. So, provided that you have heard the quality of musician that she is, you will soon have the chance of, if you are interested of having her as your singing professor. More to come next. But now
Thank you.
it's time to go back to the drama. Why not? And this time we have Maria Stuarda by Donizetti. And there is a confrontation scene. By the way, Donizetti really loved like to confront people on stage. If you recall Lucia de la Mermur, when the two lovers, when Edgardo is confronted to Lucia, and did you sign that letter so that you will be married? Maledetto sia l'istante, etc., etc., etc. And then it wraps up with a splendid concertante. It happens the same in Maria Stuarda. But it is this time is not a lover confronting Lucia. It is now a queen confronting another queen. And it is very interesting because this is the second example of a dramatic piece, mostly sung, more spoken than sung, and it has to come from a voice of bel canto. And as we have shared in the past, voices of bel canto are usually not huge, powerful voices. They are more into the perfection on the line of singing and the notes and the precision of the ornaments. So that's why it is very interesting that Donizetti wanted to kill her Maria Stuarda in front of everybody, because requesting a bel cantista voice for singing what we are about to sing is just out of this place. And the scene that I have in my mind that, from my perspective, is the best recording that I have heard is in the voice of the Turkish soprano Leyla Gencer. Leyla Gencer having a well-suited voice for bel canto. Even Leyla said, I don't have a huge voice, but she knew she had the excellent technique to make it sound everywhere in the theater. You don't have to have a huge voice for people to hear you. What you need is technique. And Leyla knew it. And it is very particular that even though she knew she didn't have that tremendous voice, she happens to master this scene that is really tough. It's short, but it's tough. She's confronted to Elisabetta, and in her own palace, she dares to tell this figlia impura di Bolena, parla tu di disonore, meretrice indegna e oscena, intecada il mio rossore, profanato il solio inglese, vil bastarda dal tuo pie. So, what can you have in your mind when you're Donizetti and you are willing to have a bel canto voice sing something like this? Figlia impura di Bolena, which means you're the bastard daughter of Bolena. I mean, it is not politically correct, of
But with a
course.
beautiful voice, of course.
Yeah, with a beautiful voice and saying, Figlia impona di Bolena, parli tu di disonore, meretrice indegna scena, inteca del mio rossor. Right after that, and the voices even deformed more, I really encourage you to look for that scene recorded by Leyla Gencer, because it's absolutely astonishing how she does it with her voice. And let me take it with you from the beginning. Figlia impona di Bolena, parli tu di disonore, meretrice indegna scena, inteca del mio rossor, profanato del solio inglese, vil bastarda dal tuo pie. She sings it like that with pie, and at that moment you are, my God, she's going to lose her head, and in fact she ends up being killed. This is so difficult to do, and that's why I appreciate it so much in the voice of Leila Gencher because everybody's waiting for the astonishingly concertante that comes after that. That I'm not sure what is written, but I think that Leila sang a E flat. I think that she sang an E flat above all the orchestra, so it's really amazing. But just think on what you have to do with your voice. For a male voice like mine or any other male, it's much easier. But just think of a female voice singing that "Il bastardo dal tuo pie." It's something that really Donizetti really didn't love Maria Stuarda. It was the best
Yes,
excuse.
um,
The
it
best.
reminds me to Maria Gulagina singing this Nabucco. Help me.
Yeah. You mean the duet or the aria?
The aria.
Yeah, it is. Anch'io dischiuso un giorno.
But I mean, Maria is
At the end
like
comes the cabaletta.
10 feet tall, and I mean they're powerful and big girls, and they have powerful and big voices.
So yeah, if you ask for this scene to Maria Guleguina, you say, perfect to her voice. But to ask this from a bel canto voice, and
No, it's like mortal.
and you have to sing it with all all in the character, because if you sing it Meretrice avieta scena vil bastarda dal tuo pie, it loses all sense. So the way I did it,
No,
I think,
it's like il nome.
yeah,
No,
il
that's not.
nome. It has to be il nome. You see, it's pretty much like that. Again, too much drama. Let's go back to Katya's. What is it that you're
To
saying?
a more beautiful and sweet and birdy drama.
Okay, what are you saying
Yes,
now?
I will sing Nina. It's drama,
It is. It is.
but it's sweet and birdy.
It is.
I don't know if that word exists, but it should.
I'm afraid I didn't get that. Your voice froze a little. What was the last you said?
I'm not sure that birdie it exists, but it should.
Yeah, it should.
It would be like pajaroso in español.
Oh, yeah. Let's keep pájaros. I really don't know how to translate them. Okay, a
Yeah,
birdie.
it was
Okay,
a very,
birdie.
I
Okay.
will keep singing. Tre giorni son Señor,
And this melody also recalled me that one usually thinks that beauty is in when you're singing something beautiful, but I think that beauty can also be found in sad pieces like this one. One usually thinks that sad is just sad, but sad can be beautiful, like in this case. And
Yeah,
this will
that
be the
sounds
second
pretty good.
score that you will be sharing with me.
Okay, the second one I will not.
Okay. That's what I was expecting from you. Thank you very much. Uh, we're keeping the drama, but a different part of the drama. Let's go back to my very favorite Macbeth. Again, go back to Giuseppe Verdi. Um, you may recall from a few programs ago that I was telling you, and that was one of the programs dedicated to coloratura, when I was telling you that it is a very weird coloratura that Macbeth, that Verdi wrote here in Macbeth, because Macbeth is for a very big, huge voice like Gulegina, the one we were mentioning before, Dimitrova, and that kind of singer. Mezzo sopranos with good notes go also for Macbeth, but also keep in mind that Verdi wrote in his notes that this role was not meant to be sung. And if it was to be sung, it had to be sung with that utterly horrible, dark voice. Because Lady Macbeth is a horrible person from inside and the outside. And that's what she has to project. And that's why your coloratura are not like Leonora's or like in other Verdis, and it has to be like heavy, like dark. And there is a very full scene still in the first act, after they have decided that they are killing the king because they want the prophecy that they will be kings to become real. And the way to become it real is killing the king themselves, which is an easy way to resolve it from my perspective. But I will be making lots of pauses, but I don't. Hopefully, I will not make it this too long because there are very several things that I wanted to mention or to share with you. Because, and also one of the things with Macbeth is that it needs very good actors. Not that it does not need very good singers, but it needs very good actors. You will see why. Right after that, Macbeth, remember Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, or Macbetto, he is also called Macbeth, has decided to follow up Lady Macbeth's instructions of killing the king. He leaves the stage and now enters Lady Macbeth and says, recitando sempre sotto voce. That is the note on the score. Recitando. Is that not say singing? Even though there is a legato note here, it does not need really to be legato. And says, regna il sono sotto ti, oh, qual lamento, risponde il goffo al suo lugubre addio. Then we hear the voice of Macbetto. Chi va? Che fosse di targo uscito prima del colpo mortal. And the note says presto. It is not sung. Che fosse di targo uscito prima del colpo mortal. Then Macbetto returns to the stage and says, remember that Macbetto will end up losing his mind because of the remorse he feels for having killed the king. He's coming back to the stage right after killing the king, and he's nervous. He's losing he cannot keep his posture. he almost cried in the hands of in the arms of Lady Macbeth, which will make her upset a little later. So he comes back to stage and says, "Con voce soffocata e lento," that is the note. Tutto è finito. Fatal mia donna un murmure, come io non intendesti. She replies, del gufo di la stridere, teste che mai dicesti. Io, d'ansia dirti parvemi, mentre scendeassi, lì nelle stanze attigua, chi dorme, il regalfinio, ho visto orribile, storna da questo il ciglio, ho visto orribile. Always with that soffocato voice, so it is not really sung, but soffocato. Ah, nel suono dicoravano i cortigiani ed io, sempre m'assistai dissero, a mendir voglio anch'io, ma la parola indocile gelò sui labbri miei. And then she interrupts and says, follie, perché ripetere, follie, quella me non potrei. And then in this strange coloratura or way of writing of Verdi says, follie, follie, che spero noi prima allor, che ira le preme spero in prima allor, follie, follie. This last folie of Lady Macbeth, that dark, very dark way of saying folie, folie means you're crazy. There are no voices in that room, just kill him. So allora he says, per questa maniera non c'è solo per Macbeth il suono per sempre. I'm going to skip a little part. Il suono per sempre la mi suoccidesti, non ve che vigila candore per te. And she replies, ma dimmi altra voce, non parti d'udire, sei vano Macbeto, ma privo d'ardire, la missa mezzopra, vaccini terresti, fanciol vanitoso, caudore tu sei. Come angel, then it goes a little further, the singing of Macbetto. I am going to skip it a little further because I want to reach the part when when she says, hey, but you are going to be seeing as the one who killed the king. You have to go back and put blood on the guards so that the people think that the guards killed the king themselves. And Macbetto is so scared that he says, "Oh no, there's no way I'm coming back." And at that point, Lady Macbeth is so upset because she still wants to be the queen that she yells, "Damn il ferro!" That's another place where now the soprano, even if she has a huge voice, if she loses the impostation to yell, she risks to damage it before what comes next. But if she doesn't lose the impostation and if she doesn't yell, then it is not believable. Because then she says, "Dammi il ferro!" And it's not "Dammi il ferro!" It is not like that. Let me go to that part when she says, "Il pugnal la riportate, le sue guardie insanguinate, che la cosa non ricada, io colà non posso entrar." And that's when she says, "Dammi il ferro!" And then he's alone. He says, "Ogni rumore mi spaventa. O questa mano non potrebbe l'oceano queste mani a me lavar." She comes back and says, "Ve le mani olor d'anch'io, poco sprozze monte sol, no branchessa andrà in oblio." He says, "Osi tu, raddoppia in son." Then it comes another part that it's very, very fast. vieni, via tra via ogni sospetto, rivianda l'uccisore, t'ogni te fa cor macbetto, non ti vinca un vitimor, o potessi il mio delitto dalla mente cancellar, o potessi un re trafitto, a te sonno a te spezzar, viene tra via ogni sospetto, rivianda l'uccisore, t'ogni te fa cor macbetto, non t'acu, su un vil timor, a non ti vin, con vil timor. Anno, anno, vieni, 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 vieni. That final phrase of vieni, vieni. People say, of course, it's in the interpretation of people who say it's Lady Macbeth carrying Macbeth to the path of hell. Now that they have killed someone and they have decided to put the blame on the guards and that they are doing everything to cover it, they leave. They leave the stage in silence in that horrible tunnel. Bien, bien, bien. That cannot be sung because it sounds of natural, not natural. Bien, bien, bien. It has to be with a decomposed voice. Again, we have to confront the singer to becoming more an actor than a singer himself. This part of the duet I really, really like a lot. But let's go back to Katya's, who always has something less darker than what I am sharing.
Totally not dark.
Thanks God. Too much darkness already.
Yes.
What is it now?
I have Nel corpio non mi sento.
Yes. That one I already have the score, so I'm not asking for it. Nel cor più non mi sento. Oh my God. Let's go for that beautiful aria.
Let's go ahead. Nel cor più non mi sento brillare gioventù, pasion del mio vento, amor sei colpa tu. Me pesi, me stucchi, me punti, me basti, che cosa questo è pietà, 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 amore, vedi, amarmi nel cuore non mi sento brillare come tu, cagion del tormento, amore sei colpa tu. Mi penti, mi stuzzichi, mi pungi che mi basti. Che cosa sto in pietà, oh pietà, amore, che che sperare.
I have many times asked myself how this music can be so like reconforting to the heart because this whole phrase of nel cor più non mi sento da, da, da. The melody is like carries you away in a mood of peace, beauty. I don't know what other words to use to describe that.
Um, yeah, it's like relaxing. I mean, I I think this a kind of oh my God, I'm um, querubino,
Uh-huh.
uy, que zapete.
It's
You
like
know,
what?
I'm not understanding what's going on with me. I don't feel the same way. Something's changing. Something feels weird, and I'm sure it's love. So I think that this is something proper of a teenager, and that's what it makes that it's a teenager suffering. You know, and probably that's what music makes us feel and be around and carried on this.
Yeah, I cannot do anything but agree. There is too much beauty in that piece. And as we have
Yeah.
already exceeded 1 hour, my God, you won't believe it. We are approaching the
But it's
end.
a first program, so I think that it was worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it. I still have like four numbers, but I will just choose one. And since I love Zarzuela and I love Luisa Fernanda, I'm going to take an excerpt. We have also mentioned that in the what are called the minor genders, such as the operetta and the zarzuela, called, but Luisa Fernanda could be an opera itself because of the strong argument, the story, the plot told in there, and the quality of the main singers that is required. There is a scene. mm, I'm going to choose the scene of Luisa instead of the final scene of three characters because I already shared with you a duet. So to keep it shorter, I am going to share this scene because, again, this is sort of a confrontation of her and La Duquesa Carolina. La Duquesa Carolina and herself are somehow fighting for the love of Javier. Of course, the tenors, you know that uh, women like to fight over the love of a tenor, so we all know that. No, no more reason to explain that. So, but so far, La Duquesa Carolina is the winner because the ambitious Javier is leaving Fernanda for the rich, powerful woman in the bourgeoisie, which is the Duchess, right? So, but Luisa Fernanda is poor. Even though Luisa Fernanda grew with Javier, she's been put aside so that he can follow. And the whole plot of Luisa Fernanda happens in the middle of rising. They raise in arms to fight the queen, and that's why that La Duquesa Carolina arrives to Luisa Fernanda's house somehow looking for shelter and protection because there are fights all over the place. So she arrives, with all the I am the Duchess, so make me a room so that I can stay. But Luisa Fernanda confronts her in this scene. It is going to be in Spanish, so I apologize, but there is not enough time to translate everything. But in this part, Luisa Fernanda shares why is it that just because you are rich, you are entitled to have everything you want? Why is it that you are rich, you can look with disdain to everyone? Why can't we be opposed just as two women, as two humans, instead of two people who are different because of money and power? That's the and that's a very difficult part because again there are still around 20-25 minutes for singing. So this scene that is more declamato goes like, let me go back because I left it in the wrong page. I was supposed to have it ready, which, oh, yeah, now I find it. Oh, then again, let me see, it has to be there. And sorry to keep you waiting, but I left it in the last scene because I thought that I was going to do the last scene, but that is not what I am going to do. So, in this confrontation scenes, Luisa Fernanda starts saying, el que corresponde a un grito de rebeldía. Sí, padre, no puedo más. Luisa Fernanda saltó. Ya es hora de que hable yo. y me escuchen los demás. The notes in the libretto says, now talking to the Duchess Carolina, says, para usted la vida es bella, mirada desde su altura, pero qué triste y qué dura cuando hay que luchar por ella. Riquezas, las que heredó, alegría, la que pide, amores, los que compró, las diversiones logradas y los caprichos colmados, y para los desgraciados, unas piadosas miradas. Venga un orden diferente, mejor o peor, no sé, pero donde usted y yo nos veamos frente a frente, ni más baja ni más alta, al nivel del corazón que, con la misma emoción, lo mismo palpita y salta. Mas lo que no puede ser es que usted tenga derecho a las ansias que en su pecho haya sentido nacer, y además, por el placer de abrumar con su grandeza, a ensombrecer de tristeza los ojos de otra mujer. This is the scene where Maria Luisa Fernanda confronts the Duchess. A very difficult scene because, as you see, it has really to be declamato, and she has to go back to the impostation for singing and continue ahead with a very interesting rapping scene, which we will share later. But now it's time to wrap up, and of course, we are wrapping up with Katya's sharing with us a final piece, and she has just made the face, oh, I do not have something else ready. You don't have anything to
I'm
provide?
always ready.
Oh, you're always ready. I forgot. So remember that this is our first episode of season 3. We hope to see you in the following programs where we are sharing now our very own, very much beloved areas. And also that today we want to thank people in the Philippines from the bottom of our hearts for really watching and appreciating our third season this fast. Thank you very much.
La coipati bel moro che dolce por la luce noi la ci ma poi chissà dirà quel che vorrà dirà sguardo dolce asati che sguardo dolce asati